Hello. In conjunction with the Bravo Programs of America, I would like to present a tutorial on purchasing an automobile. My name is Mick Hashley, and I'm a supporter of the Bravo Programs of America. So I've been an automobile dealer for almost 40 years, and I've been on every platform and every level of buying and selling automobiles to the consumer and to the dealers. This is a simple tutorial just to give you the basics to make sure that you don't make a grave mistake while purchasing a vehicle. The two largest purchases in people's lives are a home and an automobile. Nowadays, the average price of a vehicle is $30,000 plus. So when you're looking at purchasing a vehicle for yourself or your needs, you want to make sure that you don't make a grave mistake. So I'm here just to give you a little insight on the way you want to handle yourself to make sure that you make your best and most educated purchase possible. A lot of times when people are looking for vehicles, they shop for price first, and they shop with their eyes instead of shopping with the brain. I said, any deal that is too good to be true usually is. You have to do your due diligence and don't be impatient when making a purchase of this size. Recognize the needs of what you need and what your vehicle purchase is going to do for you. You know what I mean? Are you using it for school, using it for work, for both? Pleasure? And what's the best and economical way for you to be able to navigate that? How many miles do you think you're going to use in the time that you're going to purchase a vehicle? What your insurance expenses are going to be if it's a sports car or a truck or what have you. You have to decide on how long that you plan on keeping this vehicle, which decides where and how much investment you want to put in to what you're buying and how it's going to serve you.
Yeah.
Once you get to that point, then you've narrowed down half of the vehicles that you don't want, and now you're working with just half of what you potentially could want or what you would look at. Next, you have to decide what you're going to spend and where you want to spend it, and if you're going to finance or if you're just going to pay cash for what you have to work with what serves your needs. Okay? First off, you want to check and make sure what your credit score is. Just because whether you're paying cash or you're going to finance, because that changes the way the salesperson or the dealer is going to evaluate your value as a customer. Okay, if you don't have a way to check your credit score, a lot of credit card companies and your banks will also provide a free credit report for you, so you know what your credit score is. If you're a 680 or better credit score and a FICO score, that allows you a tier 2 to tier 1 credit rating. So you should be able to get the best interest rate available at that time. But you have to know that before, or the dealers, that's how they make money. They make money on the interest that they charge you if you finance. So you have to pay attention to that. Okay. If you're going to finance a car, they're going to require you to have full coverage insurance because they're going to protect their interest because they're borrowing you money against that vehicle. So that's going to affect your insurance rates. It could cost you considerably much more money until you become. It's based on age and your driving record and how how you pay your bills. If you pay your bills on time, some of them use credit score evaluation to decide how they're going to charge you for insurance. So you have to pay attention to that. You don't want to get caught buying a vehicle and being able, and if you finance it, you can't. The payment fits, but you have to check your insurance. If the insurance could be more than the car payment for a lot of young people, so you have to pay attention to that first. Okay. Do research on what vehicle you're looking for that's going to fit your needs. When you get to when you're shopping, now you do a lot of shopping online first, um, to narrow it down, to decide what you want to go look at and what you're going to touch, what you want to drive, what you want to make sure that it fits your comfort level, and it's going to serve the purpose of what you're buying a vehicle for. Once you narrow that down, and you go and you narrow it down to a few vehicles that make sense for what your needs are. Once you get to the vehicle, drive it, figure out if that's what you really want to purchase. Always get an inspection. And if somebody's not willing to let you take the vehicle or to have somebody come to inspect that vehicle, chances are there's a problem or there's something that they are trying to hide from you. So you want to be leery of those things. When you're narrowing it down to the vehicle that you're looking for, look for something reliable, something that's a one owner or a two owner vehicle, something that has a Carfax, that has never been in an accident or had any type of insurance issues, that there was prior damage to the vehicle. There's millions of vehicles out in the open market. Don't be impatient. Be patient and search out and seek out what really fits for what you want to do. Once you've gotten to that point, you want to find out what's the vehicle's history, where did it come from, does it have any issues, uh, do they have any records of the maintenance on the vehicle, which is crucial. The best vehicles that are private owner vehicles that are out there are people that take care of them. They have service records, oil changes, any type of maintenance that they've done, any type of major issues they've done. Don't be afraid to ask for those things, and you want to see if those people have taken care of it prior to your purchase. Low maintenance vehicles. Simpler vehicles are a lot easier to maintain. If you choose to go with an import vehicle or a higher line premium vehicle, maintenance parts are 3 times the amount of what it costs to maintain something of less or value that's not quite as flashy, but it's going to get you to point A to point B the same way. It's all about cost and what it costs you per year to operate your vehicle. Keep that in mind when you're looking. Dealerships should be able to provide, if you're looking at a dealership will be able to provide a Carfax and any maintenance that they've done or was done before they either took it in on trade or purchased a vehicle to sell to you. They should have some of those records. Ask for them. You want to see them. And so you can see what's been replaced, what's been done, and what potentially would be a cost to you after you purchase it that hasn't been done. Keep in mind, this is not going to be your only car when you purchase, okay? You're going to have many vehicles through the course of your life. Be a smart consumer first, okay? If you're only working with monies that are grant money or what you've saved and what you've worked with, and you want to just pay cash instead of financing at that point in time, don't spend all the money you have to buy the flashiest car you can get, because whatever you buy, there's going to be maintenance issues that needed to be done. Some of them will be done from whoever you buy from, some of them will not. A lot of times that's why people are getting rid of them, because they found out that the cost of maintenance for what they have or whatever mechanic they went to was charging an exorbitant amount of money, so they decided to just get rid of it instead of fix it. You have to pay attention to that. All right. So don't spend it all, because you're going to spend some money after you own it to do maintenance, to make sure that it's as reliable as you need it to be. If you're looking to do financing, okay, depending on, and you can get financing anywhere you like. It doesn't have to go through the dealer that you purchase it through. It can go through a credit union. It can go, you have lots of options for the best rate of finance. Check your credit union, check all of the tools and associations that you could be affiliated with that offer, better rates for people. You know what I mean? If you were in the service, or if you were in public service, or a Chamber of Commerce association, offers a lot of different tools that nobody else is going to tell you about, because that's how all of these dealers make money. They make money on the finance, they make money on selling the car, and they make money on service. Always look and seek out your best rates. Ask about warranties. Warranties are provided if you buy from a dealer, and that would be either a used car dealer or a new used car dealer. 90% of them offer warranties. You could be 60 days to 5 years, an extended warranty. There'll be a cost to that, but make sure that you ask and see what they can provide. If you ask for it, they might throw it into the deal to sell you a car. The salesman, you know what I mean, they're looking to sell a car. That's how they make their living. Okay. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear. Some of it's true, some of it maybe not so true. So you have to be diligent into doing all your research to make sure that they're telling you the truth, and that you can see it in writing. Okay. Once you've gotten to that point and you've decided that your vehicle for purchase, okay, they're going to tell you a bunch of different scenarios and things that might not necessarily be 100% accurate. Always, always, always want to look at your paperwork before you choose and decide to purchase that vehicle. Get a copy of the contract, get a copy of the RD 108, which is the application for purchase to the Secretary of State. Look at any warranties that they offer, and then think about it before you choose to sign. Don't act in haste. Be patient. That'll always make sure that you have your ability to make your best purchase, as not to lose your money. Anything that you look at, now we're at Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, any of these free sites that have vehicles for sale. If the site is free, you get what you pay for. So there's a lot of deceit on these sites for people selling cars. They prey on people that don't do their due diligence and pay attention to what the market is. Salvage titles, cars that have been wrecked, cars that have been flooded, cars that have been insurance paid off and they're total, and they won't disclose that because they haven't a green title from the insurance company. You have to do your due diligence. Those things can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. And once you own it, it's too late. So do your research before you purchase. Make sure that you have somebody inspect the car. Pay the extra, pay $100 or $125, and take it to a service facility that has nothing to do with the seller. So you get an unbiased opinion on what you're purchasing so you don't have any surprises that come up after your purchase. Keep in mind, cars break down. Used cars, 5,000, 10,000, 30,000. They're built by human beings. They break. Things are going to happen. Keep that in mind when you're purchasing a car. Always make sure that you've got a little bit of extra money behind you, because at the worst time, something's going to break. They always do. Just prepare yourself and be smart to make sure that it's not detrimental to you if something does happen. Lastly, if any of these the deals that you come across or the things that you see, things that are flashy, a salesperson or private owner that makes it sound like it's just an awesome, great deal and it's too good to be true, it usually is. Remember this: the only free cheese is in the trap. Don't get caught. I hope this helps you out. I hope any guidance that I've given you will help you in your purchase as you're moving forward on life's journey. Good luck. Have fun.